Take you back to a crash that happened 9/19/2018. Occurred on State 54, just west of Little Road, in front of a driveway access to a Walmart. And you identified yourself as a witness on scene. Tell me in your own words about when you first came into contact with one of the vehicles involved.
Down at the gun highway in 54.
You approached over Little and 54. There's a traffic signal there. Did you end up catching the light?
Yes, we all ended up catching the light. So he was 2 car lengths ahead of me to the far left, which you could see him.
All right, so he's in the left through lane.
Yes, correct. Yes. Okay. And then I'm in the far right. I'm just right before where everyone can start turning right to make a right on Little.
Gotcha.
As the light turns green, he kind of takes off a little bit, and then by the time we get to the actual intersection itself, through the intersection, my whole lane was clear.
All right, so you have open space in front of you. Now, initially, in the left-hand lane, what kind of vehicle was in front of him?
There was a van in front of him. With the oncoming traffic that was making the turn, had no way of seeing him. Actually, I believe it was 2 vans. So by the time he came across both intersections, from his lane to the middle lane, then to my lane, you could not see him because it was like an SUV and a van that was in the way. One or the other, I couldn't remember. But I know you couldn't see him.
All right,
so the lady,
The lady probably didn't see him, and he probably didn't see her actually turning. In the right-hand lane, there was no risk of you being involved in the crash?
No, I was so far back, I had enough time to stop and get out.
Can I ask you what kind of car you were in? Just so
I was in a Nissan Titan, and I was pulling 2 jet skis.
I was in the left lane. I saw him in my rearview mirror in the left lane behind me. As we passed the gas station, we approached the intersection where the accident happened. I noticed she was starting to turn. I then applied my brakes.
Okay.
And we swerved right, and they met in the right-hand lane. She did not see him when she started to go in front of me, and I was hitting my brakes. I saw what was about to happen. There was no way she could have seen him. She did not see him when she started to cut me off. She was cutting me off, and she didn't see him.
What vehicle were you driving?
The 2000 Lexus GS 400, Lexus sedan.
Okay.
I have no problem with the way he was riding. He wasn't riding dangerously at all. He was just trying to get to where he was going. And
yeah, that's what the guy said the other day. He was just driving. Do you recall traffic? Like how much traffic was on the road? Were you guys the lead vehicles, or were there?
Yeah, we were the lead vehicle. I was the lead vehicle. There was nobody in front of me that I remember seeing that was slowing me down. There was nobody for me to hit my brakes for, other than her pulling out in front of me.
Okay. You were driving on 54. You went through the light. You were the front vehicle. He was behind you in the left lane.
Yep, we were both in the left lane.
And there was some traffic obviously in the middle lane. That's where the other witness said he was.
And they both went to the right lane. She tried to. I saw her car jump across. I think she saw him at the last second and tried to get out of his way. And he also was trying to get out of her way.
Coming westbound, I was in the middle lane of this 3-lane highway,
right?
And I saw the bike coming up behind me. He was in the left lane, and he passed me, and he was probably about 3 to 5 cars in front of me when we came up on the intersection that the accident happened at, and I saw the other car on the westbound side.
You mean over there on the eastbound side?
Eastbound. It was stopped at the intersection, ready to cross. And then all of a sudden I saw it creep out, I guess, looking. And I said in the car, no, don't come out, please, don't come out. And then they came out, and they kept coming, and the bike came from the left lane, and he swerved into the middle lane, and the other car just continues across the highway. And to me, she didn't seem, because she didn't slow up or didn't speed up. And then he jumped into the next lane, so he would make 2 swerves. And then she kept coming, and then he swerved into the right lane, and he had nowhere else to go.
Anything else that I didn't ask you think we should know?
No, I think he tried everything he could. There was a couple people I was upset about because to me they were saying things that, from my perspective, wasn't true. I think he was totally it was like an accident, but it was nowhere his fault.
Okay.
It was, to me, it was the other person, most definitely. There was one guy there saying that he was driving kind of crazy, and I got mad because everything I've seen, he wasn't driving that way. They was trying to put it all on him.
There was a guy, one of the witnesses was actually pulling out of Walmart. He stopped at the stop sign, and he said that my son he said he drove on an angle and hit that woman's car, almost made it seem like it was on purpose. And when asked, he said he definitely did not swerve. It was definitely the motorcycle's fault, and the lady did nothing wrong.
I know that guy because I was kind of upset about him because he ran to her car right after it happened, and he was telling her what the guy was doing, and I think that woman was so much in shock. She just, everything he said, she just took it in, and I was like, if you're a witness, why are you talking to other people? Because that's the last thing you want to do. And she picked up on his story, and I think she just hung on to it.
I contacted that guy, and he actually told me, well, actually, I didn't see anything until I heard the impact.
I was really mad at him.
Yeah.
Because I was like, how could you say that? Here goes a young man laying on the ground. He can't defend himself. And you're saying something that didn't make sense to me, and I was right behind him. She never turned her head to the right. And that's why I was so mad about people saying that. And I was kind of mad at her because she picked up on the guy who went to her and said he was driving crazy. And I was saying to myself, you know what? He wasn't driving crazy. He was trying to avoid her. To me, he wasn't speeding because it wasn't. And when my sister's in the car, they do not like speed. And I know I wasn't driving crazy, especially being out of town. I don't want to get no ticket. Everybody in that car knew that he did nothing wrong. He was trying to avoid that car. But I think everybody, when they was at the site, they were talking among each other. And that's the last thing you want to do is witnesses talk to each other, because then they kind of like, they think they seen something when they really did.
Right.
So I stayed to myself, and I heard the other people, and I was just like, I cannot believe they're saying this. He's the one that went up to the lady and was telling her, yes, he was going all over the road. He was driving crazy. He wasn't. He was trying to avoid her.
Wow.
I think if he would have never talked to that lady, she would have probably said, I didn't see him. And that's all she had to say, is I didn't see him, because he didn't. I do know he wasn't at fault. As far as I'm concerned, no way.
Tell me what you saw here today, and where were you in relation to everything?
I was approaching the exit of Walmart. I don't even remember if I had come to a complete stop yet or not. I heard the best thing I can remember is the sound of the motorcycle. It sounded like a dirt bike. And then I was looking to see if I could get onto 54. And
which way were you going to turn?
I was going this way.
Okay, you were going to make a right turn?
Right turn.
So where was your car?
On the exit of the parking lot.
Okay, so you were in the right turn lane.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happened? You said you were approaching 54?
Yes.
Were you looking?
I was pulling up about to look, yes. I was in the process of looking.
So you were pulling up. Okay, and then what happened?
I was looking to see if any cars were coming, and in that process, I heard the motorcycle, saw the car turning, and then saw the impact, and saw the guy go flying over the car.
How was the traffic?
I don't remember.
Where was that car coming from? Can you
This
tell me?
turning lane right
So
over
he
here.
was heading eastbound on State Road 54, turning into?
Into the parking lot.
Okay. Did you see how many lanes he crossed before the collision happened?
I don't remember.
Okay. But you heard the motorcycle before you heard the crash?
It was very loud, like intentionally loud dirt bike sound.
So you heard it before the crash?
Yes.
You don't recall any other traffic?
No. I'm sure there was, but it's not in my memory right now.
Okay. Because you said you weren't sure if you came to a complete stop yet.
I was approaching and going to look.
Okay.
Like in that whole process, that's when it happened.
Okay, I see.
Like I hadn't even decided that I was going to go or not. I was looking to see if it was safe, and
Okay.
I don't remember if it was safe or not.
Okay. Because it wasn't...
It was like...
You didn't stop yet. You were still in the process of
stopping,
working
yes.
it out.
Yes.
Okay. So what happened after the crash?
I got out and I saw the guy not moving on the ground. I saw a gash and blood coming out of his neck. The front of his neck. Mm-hmm. His throat.
How about the person in the car?
I didn't even turn around to look. I was looking at the guy on the ground.
Was the car still in the roadway?
Either it with the momentum or she pulled up to park, but she was parked behind me.
Okay.
I was focused more on the guy on the ground.
Okay. So behind you. Did you have any interactions with the other driver?
I didn't interact with either party.
Okay. The motorcyclist or the...
I was afraid to get involved with the motorcyclist. All I did was immediately call 911.
Okay, so you called 911. Can you look at your phone and see what time you called 911?
12:02.
Okay, is there anything else that I didn't ask you that you think we should know?
That it was definitely his fault. He was definitely driving recklessly. From what I remember and what I could tell. I'm sure that's not my place to say, but that would be my opinion. He was weaving from what I could tell.
How could you tell that by not seeing him?
Because he wasn't, when I saw the impact, it wasn't in a straight line. He was like...
Okay.
I think.
Okay. At an angle?
Yeah, he wasn't driving in a single lane from what I could tell.
I see what you're saying. Okay. Do you think maybe he was trying to get away from the vehicle?
No.
Okay.
He was...
Okay. All right. This interview is concluded.
I'm Corporal Erik W. Bromiley of the Florida Highway Patrol. I am conducting a criminal investigation. Today's date is 9/10/18. The name of the person being entered is Milagros Beda Coulmas. I'm going to take you back to yesterday. You were identified as a driver involved in a traffic crash that occurred yesterday around the noon hour. Is that correct?
Yes.
In your own words, what I would like for you to do is to be as specific as you can.
Yes.
Just that you're heading east on 54.
Yes.
Obviously, to turn into the Walmart, I believe there's a turning lane there.
Yes.
All right, so you got into that turning lane. But I need to know, as you came down the turn lane, did you actually stop at some point?
Yes. Okay.
Or was there nobody coming and you were just able to make the turn?
I waited. I was coming and I make that, halfway, and then I always stop, and I stopped. There were cars coming. I let them come through. Okay. Then there was a white car and the motorcycle. Okay. And
do you remember which lanes that they were in?
One was, if I'm coming from the...
I want to know as you're looking down the road.
And this lane
the
was
right lane?
wide, and the other one was the left one. The motor vehicle was in the left lane.
There's 3 lanes.
Well, the one was the far right, okay, and then far left.
So there's nobody in the center?
No.
Okay. You think the motorcycle was all the way to the left, and you said there's a white car to the right?
Yes. And then, not halfway, a little bit more than halfway up I saw the car, the motorcycle and the car. The white car, it was about the same distance. So that's when I decided that I felt that I had enough way to
Sure.
So I went ahead and crossed and went into the beginning, or like maybe 1/3 of the into Walmart.
I got you. So you believe that you crossed the westbound lanes of 54, and you're just starting to go into the driveway entrance into Walmart.
Yeah, not started. I was in a little good way, because if you look at that, I have pictures. She's got pictures. And then at the same time, he was speeding. He was so quick. He was fast.
When did you notice that, or when did you perceive that he was speeding?
When he was like in the middle, I felt like he was like maybe speeding. But what happened was he made a right turn into Walmart.
Okay.
I don't understand why, unless he was going to Walmart himself.
Okay.
Because there was no reason for him to do that unless he was going in there.
Okay.
And I was already out of his way.
Okay.
If he wasn't doing that and he was trying to avoid me, how can he go into Walmart if he knew that I was there? If he wasn't doing that, he just could have kept going, and he had enough time to do that.
Everyone, can you guys hear me?
Shh. Wait,
Can
Macho.
you hear me?
Wait, Macho. Wait.
Are you?
Sandy, I need you to get on the phone with me right away.
Can I keep him talking? He's not.
I'm being asked to conclude the interview. This is a continuation of an initial interview that was cut short. Again, today's date is 9/10/18, and the time now is about 1:05 in the PM. I just want you to give me explain to me exactly what happened as you're pulling in the turn lane, approaching the Walmart driveway access.
I made a left turn and I stopped to look for the traffic. And then I saw a white car that's on the far right, and then the motorcycle was on the far left.
Okay. Is this the way you're looking at it? So, in other words, if
I'm turning, I'm looking out that way. Looking up
if you're here
towards the east.
If you're here and you're turning left to go into Walmart, was the motorcycle here and the van here, or
the motorcycle was? This is Walmart, you say?
This is you turning into Walmart.
Okay, so the motorcycle, this is the motorcycle and this is the white car.
Alright, so the white car was in the inside and the motorcycle was on the outside.
Closer to Walmart.
Okay. And you felt that they were far enough away that you could finish your turn?
Yes,
all right.
And I did, because I went all the way in.
Alright, you feel that you turned in, actually made it into the driveway access before you were struck?
Yes.
Okay.
I was in enough. I know that I was.
I understand. What you're saying is you believe that when you made the turn, you were able to clear the 3 lanes and actually pulled into the driveway access, and that the motorcyclist actually followed you that way and then hit you in the driveway.
Right.
Okay.
So I was not in his way at no time. Well, whatever, but that's how I felt. I was not in.
Once you were struck, you came to a stop in the driveway access. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Did you ever exit the vehicle on your own?
No.
You stayed in the vehicle?
I stayed and I sat on the thing. What I did was I prayed a little because I didn't know what was happening, and then I calmed down a little bit. I put it in drive, turned it off, took the key out, took out my belt.
Okay.
And then I opened the door and I said, "Help me, please."
Okay.
And then I turned around and I put my feet hanging from
onto the ground. Okay.
And then there were some ladies that helped me a lot. They were there.
All right. As you came down the turn lane before you made the left-hand turn, obviously, let's say this crash happened in the middle of the night and there was nobody coming. Somebody may go down that turn lane and then just be able to just turn right into Walmart, okay? Without ever stopping. You could do that. That's legal, okay? In your case, when you came down the turn lane, and it would be fine if you did, just made the turn if there was enough room to go. But you actually came to a stop.
Yes.
So you were stopped, still facing the direction that oncoming traffic is coming?
Yes.
All right. And then once you decided that the vehicles that were approaching, which you did see, were far enough away, you actually made the left-hand turn.
Exactly, that's exactly what I did.
Okay.
But he was coming at a speed like I cannot believe it.
If you had been in the turn lane and when you looked and you saw that the vehicles were really far away, okay, at that point, obviously, in your mind, you're not knowing that bike is traveling that fast because you decided to go. At what point when you're making the turn do you say, are you still looking back at that track and you realize that maybe one of them is traveling faster than you thought?
No, I didn't think. I just went in.
But what you're telling me that the bike may have been speeding, and when did you perceive that they were speeding?
From the top, from up there. But I had enough time to go, so I went.
All right. So you thought they may have been going fast, but you still thought there was enough time.
Yes.
I gotcha. Could you guess on your own speed how fast you were able to?
When I was speeding in that.
When you're pulling in across the lanes, how fast you probably got up to?
When I crossed.
Yeah.
I must have.
From a stop.
About 20, 30, 25, because I always when I go in there, I don't go crazy because
right.
You just go slow and you keep.
So between
going.
20 and 30.
Yeah.
That's fair.
You have to be careful with that. You just cannot, you have to slow down when you're doing those turns.
I know that the bike may have been quite a distance away when you first started your turn. Were you able, and you saw it after it was crashed, could you tell the color from far away?
I could see, yeah, it was like a yellow, the color of the guy.
Okay.
The bike.
The bike.
The bike, I know that it was a red somewhere.
Okay. Did you ever get out of the car and get it and ever see that person?
No.
The motorcyclist?
Oh, no.
Would you know unless somebody had already told you if it was a male or a female?
I think it looked like it was a male.
Okay.
I thought it was a male, but I don't know,
Okay. And there was just one person on the motorcycle that you're aware of?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything that I haven't asked you that you think is important that you'd like to make a statement about?
No, the only thing is that I asked the ladies, and I asked the guy, I can feel it because I saw that they were putting that cover on him, and because I'm a nurse and I know about that stuff, I knew that he had already passed away.
On scene?
Yeah.
All right.
The only thing I could think of, I can't think of anything else because I was so involved. But I didn't understand. And now you explained that to me that it was something that he thought it was
a reflex.
Yeah, that he thought that he was going left, but he was really going right.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my God, poor thing.
All right, I'm going to conclude the interview at about 1:14 in the PM.